Good morning, girls, and welcome to episode 2 of The Silver Lining. I just brought you to school, then I had a little nap, and now I'm gonna show you what Daddy does all day. It's not much, but it's something. So, what's the first thing I do after my nap? I clean up. Had some fruit this morning, very well. The next step is doing the laundry, and look at it. Those used to be full all the time, and now they're always empty. Ain't that fantastic? A silver lining right there. So I do the laundry, and that's a very big silver lining, of course. I have the time, in the week when everybody's working, I have time to do all these household chores. So in the weekend we have time to do fun stuff, like visit family, go to a playground, go ride our bikes, stuff like that. So that's of course, the biggest silver lining. I already said time is a big thing, but you just have to spend it well. So I make sure that everything has been washed, dried, that there's no household work in the weekend, so we can spend our weekends together with mommy doing fun stuff. Brilliant, right? So, whilst I fold the laundry, I'll tell you something which nobody has ever asked me before, which I find strange. Nobody has ever asked me what was it like, to get that kind of diagnosis. I always wondered if people, got to hear they have cancer or, some horrible disease. What does it feel like? Well, it was totally different than I expected. So I did months of tests, knowing something was wrong, and it was a really difficult period because there's a problem, but you don't know what it is, and it took months before I knew what it was. But after all these months, finally the day came that I could see the neurologist, and he was going to tell me what the problem was. So I went in. Of course, I saw an assistant because neurologists are always very busy and they can see every patient. So I went in with the assistant. So he sat me down at his desk, and then he started talking about the scans and stuff, and he said, well, I'm not quite sure what it is yet. It looks like MS, but maybe it might be an MS-like image, but I'm going to consult with the neurologist and I'll come back. So he went to the neurologist's office. So I sat there for what felt like 2 weeks, but it was probably about 15 minutes. And then he came back. He opened the door, and I'll never forget it. He opened the door, he came in, and he said, "Oh, it is MS." So that was something I'll never forget. He came in, he told me that, he closed the door, and it was like he closed the door on life as I knew it. From now on, I was going to be a patient for the rest of my life. So that was a really odd moment, and it had to sink in for a while. But he told me they could treat it quite well, and they could give me medication to make sure that the disease didn't evolve too fast. So for some reason, I felt almost happy. I was so glad that I finally knew what was wrong, that some kind of tranquility came over me. You would think you'd freak out, but I didn't. I was, kind of happy that I finally knew. He saw that and he said, well, it's normal that you feel some ease right now, but it won't last. Okay, so I thought, okay, we'll see. And he was right. It took me a few days to let it sink in. And, I think after 3 days of, just being happy to know what's wrong and to know that there's some medication you can take and you can start holding back the disease. Well, I started looking up stuff on the internet. Never ever do that. But I panicked. I really did. I saw what could happen. I read all the most terrible stories online. And then it was a very difficult period, I must say. But no worries, I got over it and I'm fine now. So, that's the story of the doctor telling me I had MS. So, laundry's done. Back on the couch, having a little rest, having a little fruit, which is really important when you have MS. There's this doctor whose mother died from MS. Later on, he also was diagnosed with MS, and he has this website now called OMS, Overcoming Multiple Sclerosis, and it's about the way you have to live to calm down the disease as much as possible, even make it better. It has a lot of info about what you can eat, what you can't eat, what you have to do, stuff like that. So really, really interesting. So if you have MS and you don't know the site yet, take a look. It has a lot of really valuable information. And it's also the thing that got me thinking about my way of life and how I'm going to change it from now on. So something else I learned on the site, that exercising is really important when you have MS. Well, it's important for everyone, of course, but if you have MS, you should exercise at least half an hour, 5 days a week, or preferably every day. So what have I done? I'm sorry, girls. If you ever need braces, it's not gonna happen. I guess only one of you will be able to go to college. But Daddy bought himself a little treat. Booyah! Look at that. This is what I call a gravel bike. The difference with my other bike is that it has much bigger tires and the position on the bike is totally different. You sit up straight a lot more than on a racing bike. And well, since I don't see when I do physical exercise, this is going to be a lot safer, because with the other bike you go pretty fast and you're always riding on concrete. So if you fall down or drive against something, it could have serious consequences. With this bike I'm gonna start driving around in the woods you have here close by, and if you fall there, first of all, I won't be going so fast, and second, if you fall down, it won't hurt so bad, I think. But there are a lot of trees. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. We'll see. I'm gonna try anyhow, because I love my new bike. Yes. So, it's been a long time since I did this, in my getup and all. But we'll see. I'm pretty tired, but hopefully this will give me a little energy for tonight, for when the kids come home. So girls, I'm doing this all for you. I bought this especially for you, just so you realize. So here we go. Wish me luck. Well, I must say, this is great fun. I just keep falling on my ass. So I have to get to know the territory much better, because when I drive, my eyesight gets a lot worse. And what you don't have on concrete is these little ditches and stuff all the time, branches on the road. And that's really hard now, because I don't see them, and I kind of hurt my balls a little, The seat went, So, no problem. I'm gonna have to, pick out a course and keep doing it until I know where all the ditches and little holes are, so I stop hurting my balls. But it's gonna be fun, that's for sure. So, great fun, no doubt. It's great to be out here. But the eye problem, the fact that my sight gets blurry when I exercise, is a little more difficult than I thought. I just hit this little, ditch,
And I went upside down, and now my ass hurts. But you have to ask yourself, what would Sven Nys do? No, he get back on the bike and keep doing it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you, Sven Nys. So that was nice. I just have to keep doing it, and the condition will get a lot better and will be even more fun. And I have to remember to wear a helmet because it wasn't smart. For next time, I'm gonna show you a little project I'm working on. I've been working on the last month. It's taking me a whole lot longer than I anticipated, but well, it is what it is. But it's gonna be a lot of fun, well, for me and for you girls too when it's finished. So hopefully you watch me next time and you see what I mean. So girls, ciao ciao, and I'll see you in like half an hour. After I take a shower, I come get you.